Now we're going to take a look at the software control. This is fairly simple and easy to use. It's fairly straightforward. You basically have all the same buttons in different locations as the device has. A little bit different layout. You use this same software with a lot of other Blackmagic Design products. They've got a huge line of other products. You pretty much use this same software, and more of these buttons are lit up and named. You can, and with this update, it should have saved my startup state, but it didn't. So you can come in here and you can preferences. You can come in and you can change a few things in here in your preferences. Most of it's fairly simple. You can reorder without having to reconnect the cables what input is going where, and a little bit. You can only switch those the camera if it's an actual Blackmagic camera, so that's kind of just what it is. You also down here have the little gear for more options and settings. You can tell it your video setup, which I probably need to change to there. Done. Go back here. You've got some basic settings in here that you can work with. Things that are blacked out just don't work with this particular device and probably work with other Blackmagic devices. Audio, you can pick a few things with your audio. This is where you would change your inputs from mic to line input, where I already have my microphone is phantom powered, fed into the Behringer 1202, and then out of that into the ATEM. It's no longer a microphone input, it is a line input because I have preamped it. Multi-view, this is basically an example of the multi-view output to my program monitor, and you can switch a few things around. If you go here, you can actually relabel all that stuff. I could relabel this to my face camera. This one would be my top-down camera, and this one is my side view. And then I can come here and I can go, oh, come on. I can go in here and rename these. Camera 4, I can name my PC. Sorry, I'm typing one-handed and running the mouse with the other hand, so I'm very slow. If you have a HyperDeck, which is one of their other pieces of equipment, you can control that here. And remote is also another one of their devices that you can deal with there. There's a few extra buttons here. I can put up bars. Go back here. That gets rid of the bars. Switch back to the control software. There's bars. There's background key. You can switch between mix, dip, wipe, and DVE. Blackout, color 1, color 2, bars, and MP1. I forget what that is. You can undo a transition, you can go cut or auto. So right there you've duplicated all of the buttons that are on the ATEM, as well as a couple more. This button here is my little bird logo. If I click that, it goes off. Click it again, it comes back on. Auto does a timed fade out. Auto brings it back in. Over here we have our palettes. We have our media player, which is where we select what we're using from the media page here. We'll go back to switcher. Output is where we tell it we're streaming or recording and where that's going to. Back to palettes, we have our color generators for chroma key and whatnot. Upstream key, this is where we're going to control our picture-in-picture and those kind of things. Picture-in-picture is the DVE here. Pattern, we have some options. I haven't played with all these. There's chroma key, that's another part of upstream key. And Luma, I'm not real familiar with yet. I haven't used every feature this thing comes with. It's got so much built into it. Here's our transitions, mix, dip, wipe. We can control what speed that's at from here. Downstream key, this is more options. I forget how they determine what's upstream and downstream from the ATEM mini mixer, but they do some fade to black controls. I usually leave it set right here so that I can get to my picture-in-picture DVE fairly quickly. Next tab of the program, we've got our media sources. You can just go to your computer's hard drive, or you can go to, I've got my NAS showing up right there. You can probably do other devices that are connected and available to the computer that you're using will probably pop up there. You have some pretty basic audio controls. Right here, this is where you can sync up your microphone input to line up with your video. Early on you didn't have that feature. They added an update where you could sync it up to, I think, 8 frames of difference, so that your microphone cable and your HDMI cable have different amounts of latency, and that kind of corrects that so that the microphone is kind of timed up with my lips and doesn't look too funky. You've got a couple other options in here to play with your audio if you need to. You can come over here to camera. If you're actually using Blackmagic cameras, you can use stuff that's on this tab. It doesn't work with any of my cameras because Blackmagic cameras are pretty expensive. So that's the basic rundown of the device, how it works. It's fantastic for me. I can sit and I can record these videos, and I have to do minimal editing. I sit and spend 15 minutes cutting out long quiet spots and all my ums and ahs and things where I misspeak and correct myself, or I have problems with like where I use the phone as the camera. It has a tendency to stop being a camera for a minute, and I've got to restart that. So I try to edit those things out. And instead of having to take all my different camera views and sit and mix them and line them all up with the audio track, 90% of my work is already done before I even start to edit. That makes the workflow much simpler and much faster. It's what's enabling me to get 2 videos out this weekend instead of just 1. I hope this has been helpful to you. I hope you had a great Halloween. I hope everybody's planning on going, in the United States anyway, is planning on going and voting, or has done their mail-in ballots and absentee ballots and things. It's real important we do that, no matter what your choices are, and whether I agree or disagree with what your choices are. It's important that we exercise our right to vote. So please go out and vote, and make sure you exercise that right, so they don't feel like they can justify taking it away from us. Been great spending some time with you again. Thank you for sharing it with me, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Next video, we'll probably know who our president's going to be. Maybe I might try and sneak another one in this week if I can. But pretty soon we're going to know who our president's going to be for the next 4 years, and I'm excited for this political world to be a little less political. To like, comment, share, subscribe. Don't forget, call someone you love and make sure they know what they mean to you. Have a nice day. Thank you for your time.